Aloha and welcome to UHMTV, a news production brought to you by the journalism students at UH Manoa's School of Communications. I'm Stevie Gregorius.
And I'm Jessica Humrich. Thanks for joining us. Coming up, how choosing natural beauty products can actually help the environment.
Learn how to deal with the dangers of cell phone addiction.
Catch up with Rainbow Warriors' new head football coach, Nick Levitch.
And check out a viral video that's giving UH a jump on social media.
A new law banning a plastic ingredient found in beauty and dental care products is set to take effect next year.
As Anna Giliberti reports, one local business is taking their products down a more natural path.
Plastic microbeads in products such as toothpaste or exfoliating face washes will be banned with a new law signed by President Obama aimed to stop waterway pollution.
They're very small particles so that they don't get caught in the filters of sewage systems, and so they end up into lakes. And they're colorful, and if you've ever seen fish eggs or larvae of any marine animal, that's exactly what they look like. They just eat it up and it gets incorporated into their system.
Up here in the hills of Pupukea in the north shore of Oahu, we found a local business that's using alternatives to the plastic microbeads found in cosmetics, and we're going to check them out now.
Frankly, when I heard about plastic microbeads, I was thinking, well, there's something we're never going to use. We use sugar, and the nice thing about sugar is it's abrasive, but as you're using it, it also dissolves, so it becomes it's a very fine way of exfoliating the skin. The other thing that we like to use in our scrub is diatomaceous earth.
So there are all kinds of wonderful alternatives. There's no reason why that we need to use plastic microbeads.
Humpback whales attract tourists from across the globe and generate millions of dollars in revenue for the state. But as Jessica Lotz reports, some environmentalists are concerned these beloved mammals are disappearing.
In the early hours of the morning, we wait. With binoculars, boats, helicopters, even drones, our eyes scan the horizon in search of one thing: Hawaii's humpback whales. However, there might be something missing. With humpback whale season in full spring, the abnormally low numbers have some people wondering, are the whales even coming at all? Arguments have exploded across the internet, with some sites questioning the whales' whereabouts, while others tell a different tale. So what's the truth?
They are coming, and they're here as well. North Pacific humpback whale goes to two different locations. They come here to Hawaii, they also go to Mexico. So there is cross traffic between the two.
They were a little bit late this year just because it was an El Nino year. El Nino only happens every 4 years. So the waters in Alaska didn't get quite as cold as soon as it normally does, and that cold water is what triggers the whales to come down here to warmer Hawaiian waters.
There has been an increase in the population. It's an estimate of about 7% a year, and they're one of the largest tourist draws to the islands. So people come here in the wintertime and spend a lot of money to come and see these beautiful creatures. And they come from Japan, they come from South America, they will come from Germany, everywhere, because they want to come and see our humpback whales.
So next time you're by the coastline, make sure you keep your eyes peeled. You never know what's beneath the surface.
Meanwhile, on the streets, pedestrian accidents in Hawaii are rising at an alarming rate, and lawmakers are hoping to curb those numbers with new legislation. Ryan Ledspike has the story.
In the Aloha State, the number of people injured or killed at crosswalks has increased at an alarming rate. The legislature is looking at installing flashing crossing signals at the deadliest and most accident-prone crosswalks.
Well, according to the statistics, every 2 weeks someone is killed in a crosswalk. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a lot. And generally they're elderly people. But to me, and that's the legislation that I put in, House Bill 2495, was to make those flashing lights mandatory.
The mid-block crosswalks are especially dangerous because they are often on busy 4-lane roads.
It's one thing if it's a one lane going each direction, but where I've seen it real dangerous around here is these one-way streets that are 4 lanes.
Here at Schofield Barracks, lighted flashing beacons have been put in at some of the mid-block crosswalks.
The flashing beacon lights that we installed, we were getting complaints from people that cross the roads. actually using them myself, going through those areas and seeing those lights in action, they seem to work really well.
And at Schofield, the cost to install the lights at one crosswalk is approximately $60,000. For UHMTV, I'm Ryan Ledsby.
If you're in the market for buying a puppy, there are certain things you should be aware of. As Yeva Bitotaite explains, it's not always a happy tale.
Many dog lovers want to know where their pups were born and bred, but sometimes those answers don't come so easily.
There is a federal law that requires all pet stores to disclose their source of pets that they sell, and currently not one single pet store is in compliance.
Without a list of suppliers, new pet owners are often unsure of their pup's history, or whether they came from an unlicensed breeding operation known as a puppy mill.
Puppy mill owners are more concerned about money than they are the welfare of the animals.
In 2011, a Waimanalo puppy mill was shut down for housing 153 dogs in horrific conditions. But potential puppy owners are wary there may still be others in operation.
This is our dog Moose. So he found out he had worms, and then we found out that he had tapeworms, and we found out he also had hookworms.
Cases like this are common and pose serious danger not only to the puppies but also their parents. Left untreated, worms of any kind can cause permanent damage or death, along with a hefty medical bill.
If you are considering buying a pet from a pet store or a breeder, make sure you pay close attention to the dog's living conditions, the breeder's intentions, and also don't forget the Humane Society and other shelters have many loving dogs seeking a happy home.
When we come back,
we'll explore the world of online dating.
Welcome back to UHMTV. Smartphones are so smart, it can sometimes be hard to live without them.
Now, a new term called nomophobia, or the fear of being without your mobile device, is becoming a growing trend. Janelle Guerrero-Miguel reports.
Smartphones can help you do many things. However, they also can become very addicting.
I use my cell phone to give me reminders a lot, especially maybe like timed reminders or location reminders. If in between classes or when I'm getting out of class, I like to check the bus, make sure I catch it on time. Using my phone for emails, so for urgent emails, sending emails.
Some people become so obsessed with their phones that they lose sight of their responsibilities or the people around them.
Like social situations where you might be, who knows, on a date or meeting with family, whoever, and you're on your phone all the time and missing all of that social interaction that you could have been a part of.
Another sign of addiction is feeling lost, anxious, or even depressed without your phone. This type of behavior can lead to other serious consequences.
My cell phone's been kind of breaking down on me, and so the other day I had to go without my cell phone for a while, and I just felt, my pockets felt so empty without it, and I didn't know what to do with my hands. Like, oh, I'm just like standing around, like, oh, I'm so bored, like, what do I do?
If the cell phone is actually on your desk in front of you in class while taking a test, you do worse, even if it's turned off. Just the fact that it's there and in sight, you do worse than if it's in your bag.
Here are some tips on managing your time on your cell phone. Turn it off and keep it out of sight. Leave it in your trunk while driving so you don't get tempted to send a text or answer a phone call. When you're studying, give yourself a reward or a little break to go on your phone. Or uninstall apps that may be distracting to you.
With so many people on their phones, finding love online is getting a lot easier. But as Amber Khan reports, so is losing your identity.
Online dating has become a popular method of dating today. According to the Pew Research Center, 59% of U.S. adults agree that it's a good way to meet new people.
However, with statistics showing that 21% of users have reported that their email or social networking account has been compromised or taken over in 2013, it is important to be wary of who you are interacting with.
I think when you're online, why you would portray yourself as potentially something different is in part because there is no immediate check.
Although there are laws that regulate the internet, policing identity theft can come as a challenge.
Yeah, they can't police it. Nobody can police that. Because that's one of the features of the internet. People fail to understand that no one entity, government or party, controls or regulates the internet. There's nothing bad about the internet. It's about the people. And luckily, there are much more good law-abiding people out there than the opposite.
There are ways to detect false identities online, like checking the spelling and grammar or doing a Google search of the user's profile picture. For UHMTV, I'm Amber Khan.
Video games are often stereotyped as being too addictive or even harmful, but as Alyssa Lishman tells us, there are actually games with benefits.
Recent studies show certain video games can actually help kids with their schoolwork and their motor skills too. And according to a 2016 study by the Pew Research Center, video games are an essential part of building friendships among teenage boys.
A number of studies that have shown not only increased engagement, increased brain size, increased intelligence.
Among these benefits, cognitive flexibility or successful multitasking. And gaming could be a lucrative business too. Professional league players can make anywhere between $10,000 to $100,000 a year.
When we come back, we'll talk story with the new head coach of UH football.
And we'll see how mixed martial arts is trying to keep our keiki off the streets.
Right after this.
Welcome back to UHMTV. He's a UH alum and former UH football star. Now he's the new head coach of our football team.
David McCracken recently talked with Coach Levitch in this exclusive UHMTV interview.
Good morning, Coach. Thanks for coming to UHMTV. Let's look back to when you were a student, when you came here back in 2000.
Okay.
What was going through your mind, quarterback at Hawaii?
Okay, I had two different periods as a student here. I had done my academics in high school. I didn't get a look in high school. So I went to junior college because I didn't have an opportunity. We had great success there. Got my opportunity here. I forgot to keep enjoying the process. I thought this was my destination. That was I made what I wanted. That was what I wanted to do. Boom. I didn't take school as seriously as I did. My social life was more out of control than it needed to be. You know, and I look back on the 2000 season. We ended up being 3-9, but I started it. Got benched in the second game. Wasn't performing to where we needed to be, and Timmy took over. But I look back at my prior 6 or 8 months, because I got here in January, I didn't take advantage of that time. I tried to enjoy it. I thought I was on spring break Cancun, spring break Honolulu. You know, I deserve this kind of environment. There was a little bit of entitlement, I think. And when I had football taken away from you, you look, all right, another half a year, you're done. Football's over, what are you going to do now? And I didn't want football to end. It was a thing that's always been in my life, and I never wanted it to leave my life. So kind of changed my ways, you know, kind of really got serious with my now wife, and did my school and did football. And so I was very lucky to get my second opportunity, and I wasn't going to let that pass after the lesson I learned.
You were on the short list for David Matlin with June Jones and Rich Miano, people that you worked with previously. Have you received any advice from them since you've taken over?
The thing with people who are serious about coaching in Hawaii is they want to see Hawaii succeed. There's investment in Hawaii from Coach Miano and Coach Jones. I mean, so no, there's no bad blood. It's, you know, I think everyone just wanted the opportunity to do it their way. And a couple of pieces of advice were, you know, again, do it your way. Do it, you know, trust your gut, make decisions kind of within your belief system. And Coach Alt from Nevada told me, you know, you've got the right heart for that place. Just work your butt off and make decisions in the right manner, and you can be successful there.
Well, definitely good luck on next season and for the foreseeable future. We appreciate having you on UHMTV.
I know. It's cool to be here. Thanks, Dave.
Mixed martial arts is a popular sport in Hawaii, but as Lovely Hiley reports, it's getting mixed reviews from some members of the local community.
Mixed martial arts is a combat sport that attracts mixed audiences of all ages.
We have all walks of life here. We also have a lot that comes off of the streets in Kalihi.
MMA athletes are often pushed to the limit in competition, using a wide range of moves that some believe are on the borderline of violence. But MMA fans see the sport differently, as a healthy outlet, even for the kids.
Here at Bullskin, they believe their club is actually helping our community by taking our keiki off the streets.
Our main focus is to keep them here 4 or 5 hours a day. That way, we won't have them on the streets.
Some experts say the sport alone won't keep kids off the streets. The difference depends on what they're learning and by whom.
If you're teaching somebody violence and you're not teaching them values at the same time, then they're more likely to use violence against other people in a non-consensual way.
Clubs like Bullskin exist to inspire, unite, and support the community through MMA.
It's definitely made me more humble. It taught me to just be nice to people, because everybody in here, they can bust me up.
These kids, youth, and adults that walk in to the gym, I kind of consider my own.
To Coach Dino, this is more than just a club. It's his family. For UHMTV, I'm Lovely Hiley.
The Summer Olympics featured sports ranging from archery to swimming. But as Kimberly Speakman tells us, one of Hawaii's favorite sports is missing from the lineup.
Surfing. It's recognized as one of the top water sports in the world. However, even though this sport is popular, it has not yet become an Olympic sport. Hawaii has already had one famous surfer head to the Olympics. His name, Duke Kahanamoku. Kahanamoku was a local Hawaiian and an Olympic swimmer who popularized surfing throughout the U.S. Thanks to his efforts, surfing has now become one of the greatest sports in the world. And yet, it's a wipeout for modern surfers wanting to head to the Olympics.
Former professional surfer Fred Hemming says that factors including creating waves and timing have played a huge role in surfing's delay of being in the Olympics.
You need waves to surf, and you can't have an Olympic event and go out and order the waves for any particular day. You know, sometimes you have to wait a week, 2 weeks for good surf, especially in places like Tokyo where there's no surf. But what's changed is that there are now some great technology wave machines that make good waves.
The Olympic Committee may look to wave pools as an option for integrating surfing into the Olympics.
I believe with all the technology they put today with the pools and everything, I believe it's a big chance.
I mean, I think with the inclusions of a lot of different sports that weren't really necessarily considered sports a while back, now they're starting to be introduced into the Olympics. Surfing takes such incredible talent and skill.
As the technology for Olympic sports continues to evolve, we may see surfing in the Olympics as soon as the year 2020. For UHMTV, I'm Kimberly Speakman.
Another ocean sport is also generating worldwide recognition. Eldon Alevilla has more on this female phenom.
I love fishing because it's a way for me to relax and get away from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. And I also enjoy fishing because it allows me to connect with nature and really just get away.
University of Hawaii freshman Jamie Hamamoto isn't only a Shiloh Direct admin, she's also one of the best fishermen in the state.
I mean, I normally go fishing once a week, so multiply that by 12 years, that's a big number. And throughout the generations, we still find it really important to keep that tradition alive because having fresh fish on the table, it tastes really good and it's something that I guess keeps us connected, like I said, to the land, to what's going on outside of like our cell phones.
Hamamoto has 20 fishing records. They include a 4-pound kumu, a 6-pound 5-ounce ninui, and a monster o'io.
I've had so much great experiences fishing that I've come to a stage where catching a fish doesn't mean so much to me, but having people at a young age get involved in catching fish and sharing, hopefully maybe my passion, that makes me feel really good inside. And I really enjoy making sure that there is a future generation of fishermen.
Jamie's grandfather Lenny, like his grandfather, passed his knowledge of fishing to Jamie.
It makes me proud. You know, she has several world records. 2 or 3 years ago, she was honored as a Woman of the Year in the IFGA. And I think she also got invited again this year to go there for another honor.
As an accomplished angler, Jamie hopes to pass on her knowledge of fishing to foster a new generation of fishermen. With UHMTV, Alden Alaivillo.
That's so cool.
I know. And when we come back, I'll take you to the beach for a story that brings UH social status to new heights.
I chose UH Manoa's College of Social Sciences because it inspires me to be bold and unafraid, to stand out, speak up, defend, and question.
It's about being in my element, being engaged, and being part of something great.
At the College of Social Sciences, we empower students to explore their interests, discover what they excel in, and learn how to apply their knowledge outside the classroom. Visit us today and learn more about us because life is not one-dimensional and your college degree shouldn't be.
Welcome back to UHMTV. Getting students excited about politics is often a challenge on campus.
But as Alex Bitter reports, one program is trying to change that.
From Congress to the classroom, UH alum Ryan Mandato forged his career as a teacher by first getting involved in politics.
That's what I love, and hopefully I can make changes in the future through education policy.
During his time on campus, Mandato recognized the importance of civic engagement at the highest levels. So, in 2013, he signed up for an internship with Senator Mazie Hirono's office in Washington, D.C. The Manoa Political Internship Program made it possible for him to study in Washington while researching education policy on Capitol Hill. The program offers all expenses paid, class credits, and opportunities for students to also work in local government. Applicants don't have to be political junkies either.
People who come from outside of political science or the social sciences can even bring more valuable skills. I mean, they need people who know about the sciences, the hard sciences down there, who can work on environmental issues and actually understand the science behind it.
By offering these internships, Moore is trying to combat political apathy among students here on the UH campus.
All of our interns get to do really significant work. I mean, they need the students there. They need their help.
A recent study by Tufts University found that young voter turnout hit an all-time low in 2014. Programs like the Manoa Political Internship aim to change that.
I applied for the internship from the aspect of a humanities student and what I can learn from policy in order for me to think critically about, how these certain policies do affect education and actually being in the classroom.
Hawaii is notorious for having a low voter turnout, but this year's elections could be different if college students hit the polls. Mea Kalia Previchliu reports.
Current issues like the rising cost of college tuition and student debt are some of the reasons why young people are getting motivated to hit the polls.
We're trying to do the best that we can to appeal to young voters because this is going to be the majority of our votes.
Despite supporters like those in the UH Manoa community, Hawaii's notorious low voter turnout have some saying that the Bernie hype is not enough.
I think it's really encouraging. I think it will really help the youth voter turnout. Do I think it's going to dramatically increase the voter turnout? No.
A video created by a UH student recently went viral, putting UH into the spotlight.
With more than 16,000 views in the first week, this video produced by UH student athlete Connor Trimble with sponsorship from Ben Corbett and Drone It US has gained much attention for the University of Hawaii. It even led to a feature on the popular college party website, I'm Schmacked.
For me, I'm from Ohio, and being able to inspire other people to come to school here, that's the main goal. And that's why I love I'm Schmacked, even though it is party-based. It does expose people to particular schools that wouldn't be exposed otherwise.
Although the Elite Daily article with over 2 million likes on Facebook refers to Connor as one of the sea of students out for fun in the sun, this video only shows a portion of Connor's busy life. He is also on the UH swim team as well as the Dean's List.
I've seen that video, but when our students have fun, they can really have fun, and that kind of fun is outdoors and in nature. And so you saw one part of that in the video. We're just a really welcoming kind of a place that, sure, people like to have fun, but they also do work really hard here at the University of Hawaii.
Thanks for watching.
Until next time, from all of us at UHMTV, aloha and a hui ho.